Do you really think? Nobody wants to know.
Everybody knows by now.
You can't rely on that.
That's what I've always said.
He can't keep anything to himself.
These are bad times.
Hey, you!
Honestly,
really believe that?
Vatras said you could help me join a community.
Getting tired of being the underdog, are you? All right, I see your point. I can exert my influence with the mercenaries if you want to join Lee. And I'm sure we can find a way to get you into the monastery soon. But the easiest thing would certainly be for you to join the militia. Which community do you prefer?
And he works all day too.
The fire magicians.
I bet Vatras didn't foresee that, or he wouldn't have sent you to me. Joining the monastery is expensive. Those boys won't even let you in unless you pay them a tribute. And the only one who could do anything about that is Vatras himself. You had better talk to him again about this.
Okay, let's go.
Where?
That's terrible.
To Onar's farm.
Then let's go. Follow me.
It's too much.
Everybody knows by now.
Who says things like that? Isn't it?
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
And he works all day too.
Lares said that you could help me get into the monastery of the fire magicians.
Is that your choice? The way of the fire?
Yes, I want to become a fire magician.
As far as I know, they gladly accept novices in their monastery. So why would you need my help?
Lares mentioned that they demand a tribute before they let anyone into the monastery.
I cannot grant you entry into the monastery myself. I am a water mage, as you know, but I am very well acquainted with Darren, the fire magician. He spends most of his time in the marketplace, collecting alms for his church. But I have heard that he is not only in town to raise some funds. He told me about a statuette that was stolen from him. It was very important to him. He will surely allow you to enter the monastery if you can get it back for him. Of course, if you should decide to join the Circle of Fire, you can still become a member of the Ring. If you prove yourself worthy, that is.
He wants to know.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
He simply talks too much.
Who says things like that?
Go away, don't tell me that.
Show me your wares.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
But that's terrible.
That's not what I heard.
That's not what I heard.
And it's gonna get even worse.
That's an open secret.
And he works all day, too.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Really? How interesting.
Who says things like that?
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
And he works all day too.
You don't say.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
I can't take care of everything right, but that's terrible.
Who says things like that?
That's an open secret. I don't believe that.
And he works all day too. He simply
I heard
talks too
rumors
much.
about a statuette you have supposedly lost.
And it's gonna
Have
get
you
even
now?
worse.
You can only have heard that from Vatras, the water mage.
What's the
It's gonna get
problem?
even worse.
A very
You don't say.
valuable statuette has been sent to the monastery from the mainland, but it never
Everybody
arrived
knows
at the monastery.
If I hadn't
Has
seen
the
it
ship
in
been
mail-
raided?
No,
You don't say.
it got to
Now
Corinus,
that's
safe and
Honestly,
sound,
I witnessed it myself.
and I went to collect it there.
Think
Then,
says
when I was
things
on
like
my
that?
way to the monastery, a band of goblins
Something
got
talks
hold of
too
it.
much, and it's gonna get even
Now,
worse.
don't you look at me that way.
Someone's gotta do the
We
work.
magicians are
Don't
only
tell this
human
to
too, you know.
Someone's gonna do the work. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
And it's going to get even worse. That's not what I
Didn't you
heard.
try to get that
Don't tell
statuette
this to
back?
anyone.
Of course
It's gonna
I
get even
did
worse.
it. I searched
Go
for
away,
it
don't tell
high
me
and
that.
low,
He'd
but to
better
no
shut up.
avail.
He had better shut up.
Honestly.
Where was it that you lost that
That's not what I
statuette?
heard.
I was on my way
Don't tell
to
me
the
that.
monastery
That's terrible.
near Orland's Tavern.
I don't believe that. He'd better shut up.
Orland's
I
Tavern.
won't tell her.
Where would
a
that
thing
be?
from now on.
If you
That's what
leave
I've
the
always
city
said.
by
And he
this
works all
gate
day,
here
too.
and simply
Really?
follow the
How
path,
interesting.
you will come to a house that stands by
I won't
itself.
tell her a thing from
That's
now on. That's
Orland's
not what my
Tavern.
husband thinks.
He
The
said
dead
he
harpy.
talks too much. And he works all day too.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself. I won't tell her a thing from now on.
That's not what my
You
husband
said that
thinks.
the
These are
goblins have
bad
it now?
times.
They stole it and
says
made
things
off
like that?
into the underbrush with
terrible.
it. I never
don't say.
saw them again.
That's what I've always said.
They're probably holding up
Now that's
in some
typical,
pit
isn't
in the
it?
ground.
And it's going to get even worse.
Really? How interesting.
I've heard
That's
enough.
terrible.
I'll find the thing for
I
you.
don't believe
May Innos
He simply
guide
talks
you
too much.
and protect
Really?
you from
How
the
interesting.
dangers that
That's not
await
what I
you
heard.
outside the
that. I won't
city
tell her a thing
gates.
from now on. Don't tell this to anyone.
Don't tell this to anyone. But that's terrible.
He can't keep anything to himself. He's a bit.
Look who's just turned up. The farmer boy. You're just in time.
Nothing amazes me anymore. I'm staying out of it.
Who are you anyway?
That's none of your business. If I wanted to tell you who I am, I'd have done it already. Got it?
What do you want from me? Are you still having problems with the city guards?
I'll give you problems, you punk. I'm looking for a fellow. He isn't anywhere to be found in the city, and these losers here don't have a clue either. He's thin, dark-haired, and he usually wears red armor. As far as I know, he used to be a prisoner in the colony. I think his name starts with a D.
That's really not my problem. Had to happen sooner or later.
Is his name maybe Dexter?
It could be that that's his name. I'm not sure. I'll probably only know when I see him.
Anything else?
Yeah, you big mouth. Is there something else? I need weapons, I need provisions, and gold wouldn't be bad either.
That's not what I heard. His decision was.
Gold? We all want gold.
Could be. And what would you do with it? Drink your way through it in a tavern, or blow it in the brothel if I'm any judge.
And you have a better plan, huh?
You would crawl under a rock if you knew all I've done. So none of that cheek, or I'll shut your big mouth for you.
Didn't you find a weapons dealer in the city?
You can't be serious. They only have junk.
Never change. It's a bad business.
Weapons? The mercenaries have weapons.
Ah, interesting. I heard that the fat farmer Onar had hired the boys. Not too bad for a landlubber. Not a bad idea, but I really should pay them a visit.
That's no secret.
Provisions? You're in a tavern.
The stupid barman won't hand anything over unless you pay him for it.
I thought about it differently. Been there, done that.
Here's 10 gold coins.
You poor sucker. You can keep your dough. I have a better idea. There's a cave not far from here. I've been around here before and I buried my stuff in a few places. The cave is too dangerous for me alone. I want you to help me with it.
Nobody will learn anything from me. That's no secret.
There's another of those scummy beasts. So, here we are. So, the rest of the way you can manage alone. I have to get back to the city. I've got a few things to take care of. Just follow this road here. And remember, stand up for yourself and don't take any crap, and it'll be smooth sailing.
Let's visit the cave.
Come with me.
Nobody will learn anything from me. You really should have known that.
All right, friend. Here's the cave. And here's a pick for you. I buried the stuff somewhere in there. X marks the spot. What are you waiting for? Go inside and get the stuff.
What about you then?
Someone has to guard our backs. And now, in you go. What took you so long? Found anything yet?
Yes, I dug up a small bag of gold.
Give it here.
Here you are.
Great, so they're still there. You're not all that useless after all. Okay, listen. I've buried even more, and I want you to get it for me. Let's see. There's an islet in the small lake with the 2 waterfalls. One of my caches should be there. There are 2 more spots where I buried something further up, in the high pastures. One spot is behind the farm up there, and the other one's next to the entrance to the pass by the waterfalls. There are stairs leading down from the fields of the farmer up there to those of the landowner. There's another cache in the hollow where the stairs end. I'll wait for you at the crossroads by the landowner's fields. Don't fail me. You'll regret that, Buster.
Is it really true?
Who are you?
I'm Orland, the keeper of this here modest tavern. What are you looking for, stranger?
Just gossip.
Maybe a decent sword, or a good piece of armor? A good swig from the country stills, or just some information? I can give you all that and more, if your coins ring.
That doesn't surprise me.
Am I being paranoid, or are you staring at my ring?
Well, I'm not quite sure what to make of that.
I believe that.
It's an aquamarine. Ever seen one before?
Yes, I have.
Tell me you didn't know that.
Well, welcome to headquarters, brother of the ring.
Wants to know.
What can I do for you?
You hardly know who to believe these days.
You don't have to tell me that.
Do you know that fellow with the eye patch?
I've seen him here before.
Doesn't surprise me.
Nasty piece of work. Back then, he moved into one of my upstairs rooms, along with a huge crate.
That's really
He had to be constantly nagged about paying the rent for his room. And even then, he took his own sweet time about it.
That's all just
Then,
gossip.
one day, he vanished, just like that, along with the crate. I don't want anything to do with the likes of him.
That's really not my problem.
You just have to listen.
Have you ever used a teleporter stone?
Are you out of your mind? As long as none of the water mages swear to me that there's no danger, I'm not going anywhere near those things. They ordered me to hide one of those teleporter stones. And,
all over again.
apart from that, I'm staying well away from them.
I agree with you completely.
You just have to listen.
Where is this teleporter stone?
There's a cave to the south, not far from my tavern. That's where the water mages found one of those things.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Can I have a look at this teleporter stone?
I don't care. Here's the key. Oh, I've blocked the entrance.
I never knew that.
The things I could tell you.
How much do you charge for a room?
For a brother of the ring?
I've got
Nothing.
it different.
Here's the key to the upper rooms. You pick one for yourself.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
What kind of armor can you offer me?
I have here a very nice piece that is sure to please you.
I'm no better off myself.
I'll think about it.
As you like. But don't wait too long.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
How's it going with your
That
tavern?
isn't true.
Times have been better, you know? People's purses aren't as open as they used to be.
Can't rely on that.
Is it really true?
I've got no time for things like that.
That's not what I heard.
You just have to listen.
That's all just gossip.
Things I could tell you.
It's a bad business.
Nobody wants to know.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
Same old thing all over again. Nobody wants to know. Tell me that isn't true.
I'm not telling you anything new.
It was
Nothing amazing.
I've got no time for things like that.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
No one really wants to hear that.
Is it really true?
The things I could tell you.
That's been known a long time.
Same old thing all over again.
He never would have thought of that himself.
That will never change.
I'd have gone about it differently.
No idea.
Do you really believe that?
I couldn't care less.
That doesn't surprise me.
Nobody wants to know.
There's nothing you can do about it. I'd have gone about it differently.
Been there, done that.
Someone's got to do the work. That's what I've always said.
That's not what I heard.
I found your statuette.
Praise be to
I
Innos!
won't tell her a thing.
What will you
from
do
now
with it now?
Nothing at all.
That's an open secret.
It brought me nothing but
Don't tell this to
bad
anyone.
luck.
That's not
You'll take it back to the monastery for me, my son.
Now that's typical.
Naturally, they won't let you in unless you dedicate the rest of your life to serving the monastery.
He simply talks
But
too
I'm
much.
sure
That's gonna get even
you
worse.
won't mind doing that if it means
That's
you can be of
terrible.
service to
That's what
me.
I said.
Right?
I don't
Go
believe
with
not
Innos,
what I
my
heard.
son.
I can't take care of everything for him.
Now that's typical, isn't it? Everybody knows by now.
He had better shut up. But that's terrible.
I don't believe that.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
He had better shut up.
No idea. You tell me.
I'm not touching that.
Hey, you! Can you heal me?
God and us bless this body.
That's terrible. That's typical.
He can't keep anything to himself. Someone's got to do the
If I
work.
hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Hey! What's up?
It's been a long time since we've seen a stranger on our land who didn't want to skin us. I hope I'm not wrong about you. I'm Egil, and the strange bird over there is my brother, Anim.
How's the field work going?
Great, if those miserable field raiders weren't constantly destroying our harvest.
Why don't you do anything about the field raiders?
You're joking. Since I've been on this farm, I've killed so many of the beasts that I've lost count. But alas, new ones keep coming.
I've gotta go.
So long. I really wish I could have done more for you.
Hey, you! Who are you?
My name is Enim. I'm one of the field hands, and the half-pint over there is my brother Egil. We've been working here on the farm for Akil for several years.
How's the field work going?
Do you want to help? There's another hole back there. Grab it and then head for the field. You just have to make sure that the field raiders don't surprise you. They'll tear your arm right off with one bite.
Why don't you do anything about the field raiders?
I've killed more of them than I can count. The only problem is they keep coming back.
Your brother told me the same.
What? That loafer? He always disappears just as soon as the beasts come onto our land. He shouldn't be talking such nonsense.
Wait a minute.
Your brother tells a similar story.
Ah, what exactly does he say?
That he has also done away with plenty of field raiders.
What? That loser can't even find his way home by himself. Tell him he shouldn't brag like that.
Hey, you! Your brother thinks you're a braggart.
What? He's actually got the nerve to say that? He'd better watch out or I'll teach him a lesson. Go and tell him that.
Enem is a bit irritated about this thing.
He shouldn't puff himself up so much, else I'll tear his head off. Tell him that.
Hey, I think the two of you should just relax.
The bastard didn't give in, am I right? I'll tear out his guts. Tell him that.
Why don't you tell him yourself?
I'll do that. Well, at least you've got some... I think I'll take your weapon.
Wait a minute.
Do you want to cause even more trouble? I think it would be better if you left now.
Everything all right?
Yes, I'm fine. That Alvarez has become bolder and bolder lately. Good thing that's over now. What I could use now is a good drop in the tavern.
You're not from around here, right?
I come from the Southern Isles. At some point they said they needed people in Corinnes because of that magic ore. But when I got there, they had this huge barrier in place, and I didn't want to go in there, so I started working in the harbor. Well, the ships stopped coming in, and so I went to work for Akil. I've had worse jobs, actually.
You hang out in the tavern?
That's right, but not recently. I cannot afford going there anymore.
What exactly is going on there in the tavern?
There's gambling there. Two fellows compete against each other. Whoever can hold the most beer wins. In the end, I did nothing but lose, and now I need to make some more money first.
Who did you go up against?
Against Rukar, that old good-for-nothing. So far, he's beaten me every time. But somehow I have the creeping suspicion that the filthy swine has laced my beer with gin every time. I suspect he keeps the gin hidden in that damn chest of his, that lousy scumbag. Somebody ought to sneak some plain water into his chest. Then he could lace my beer all he wants. If I only had enough money to compete against him one more time.
couldn't care less.
Is the beer any good here?
It's not exactly the best, but in these bleak times, you can't be choosy.
You don't have to tell me that.
What are you doing here?
Up until a few weeks ago, I was slaving away on the landowner's field. One day it just got too much for me, and I took myself out of there straight away. Now I'm my own boss.
Nobody wants to know.
Everything I own is in this chest here. And that's all I need, too. Interested in a little contest?
Can't rely on that.
What kind of a contest would that be?
I call it bottoms up. The rules are quite simple. We take turns ordering a tankard of the best beer the old geezer has to offer. Every tankard has to be drunk dry so that it doesn't even leave a ring if you set it on the table upside down. The last man standing wins. The loser pays the tab and a steak. Well, how about it?
Maybe some other time, when I'm not in a hurry.
That was no big deal.
Could I bet on someone else, though?
Certainly. If you finally manage to find someone with the guts to go up against me, then I'll bet with you. Everybody pays the same amount into a pot. The winner gets everything. The size of the stake depends on your purse. Bring me someone who dares to go up against me and you've got a bet.
You just have to listen.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Did anything else of interest happen?
Not that I know of. Nobody tells me anything.
You listened to the wrong people.
I've got somebody who wants to compete against you.
Who might that be?
Randolph.
Randolph the Braggart. All right, why not? Send the wimp to me and the deal stands. You can pick him up again no more than 2 days later. Who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky and he'll be able to stand by then. How big is your bet?
That doesn't surprise me.
100.
That's what I like to hear.
That will never change.
I'll take your bet and hold it until the contest is over, all right?
It had to happen sooner or later.
Here's my stake.
All right. Don't take too long bringing Randolph here, you hear?
No idea. You tell me.
Myself.
That will never change.
Will it ever change?
What does he know about duty?
I'm not telling you anything new.
Hey, you! Everything all right?
Ah, an unfamiliar wanderer. I am very busy, so what do you want?
What are you doing here?
Well, the things a woodcutter and hunter usually do.
What interesting things are there to see here?
Interesting is well put. If you go deeper into the woods here, you'll run into some very evil fellows. They're about 10 feet tall, hairy, and in a really bad mood. So don't go there if you're not strong enough for them.
Can you teach me something about hunting?
Sure, but first get me something decent to eat. I'm dying of hunger out here. I want a bottle of milk, a loaf of bread, and a fat ham. Then I'll teach you what you want.
Here's the food you wanted.
Fantastic. And now?
Teach me how to hunt.
What do you want to learn? When removing the teeth, you have to take special care that they don't break when they come away from the skull.
Teach me how to hunt.
What do you want to learn? Take off a shadow beast horn, brace yourself against the skull with all your might, pulling on the horn and cutting the thing out with a hard blade.
Teach me how to hunt.
What do you want to learn? You remove the heart of the animal with a deft cut in the chest. But it's usually only worth it with special animals or magical beings.
I'm staying out there.
That's nothing. You can't go on like this forever.
You can't rely on me.
Nobody ever asks you that.
Huh. What does he know about duty?
You have to feel sorry for him like this forever.
He really should.
Who let you in here? What are you doing here on my farm?
Everything all right here on the farm?
I don't see how that's any of your business. You don't belong on the farm.
Who are you?
I am Onar's wife, Maria. What do you want here?
Tell me about Onar.
He's a good man, a little grumpy and very impatient, but we've all got our faults. I told my husband, "Why do you let the soldiers from the city treat you like that? Do something," I said. So he hired the mercenaries. Now I feel like I'm in the middle of a war. But then, we are at war, aren't we?
I have a golden plate here. Would this be yours?
Yes, that is it. Thanks a million.
So, what about my reward?
Do you want to hire on as a mercenary here on the farm?
No, not really.
Then take this gold as a reward. You've earned it.
What are you smoking there?
Want a toke?
Sure.
Not bad, huh?
Where did you get the stuff?
I have my sources.
Do you do anything besides smoke?
Not at the moment.
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible. I was in the colony too.
Right. What do you want?
How's the situation?
Right now, we've got real trouble. Two factions are building up amongst us mercenaries. Silvio and his people doubt that Lee is following the right plan.
What are you doing here in my kitchen?
Can't rely on that.
I'm looking for work.
You want to work here on the farm? Only Onar can decide that. The farm is his, and so is the entire valley.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Something smells delicious here.
Oh, yes. I know the likes of you. They're swarming all over the place. First, they try to get on your good side, and then when you need them, they're nowhere to be seen.
That's the truth.
I'm hungry.
I don't dish out food to tramps. I only feed people who work. And that mercenary riffraff, of course.
Anything's possible. She thinks it's as easy as
I need a place to sleep.
Don't even think about sleeping in my kitchen. Go find yourself a place in the barn.
No one really wants to hear that.
Wait a minute. I do not sell any weapons. Khaled does. He's in the house with Onar. It can't go on like this forever.
What kinds of weapons do you make?
Plain swords at the moment, not much else. But if I had some magic ore, I could forge weapons that are better than all comparable weapons, made from regular old steel. You wouldn't happen to know where to find some around here. Besides, in the Valley of Mines, I mean.
No.
Of course not.
Nobody will learn anything from
You just
me.
have to listen.
Where did you pick that up, then? That's the first I've heard of it.
That's all. Just listen to the wrong
Tell
people.
me that isn't true.
Can you teach me how to forge a sword?
Sure. That'll cost you a bit, though. Let's say 30 gold pieces.
I couldn't care less.
I've got my own opinion about that. Really didn't deserve that.
Maybe later.
Amazes me anymore.
You don't have to tell me that.
I will never change.
Teach me how to forge magic ore weapons.
But you don't even know the basics. First, you need to learn how to forge a decent sword. Then we'll see. You say nobody ever asked for my opinion.
That's not what I heard.
That will never change.
What about forging equipment? What do you need?
He never would have thought of that himself.
Been there, done that.
It was just like you said. I'm not touching
Are you with the farmers or the mercenaries?
You're pulling my leg, aren't you?
I was just curious.
Have you ever seen a farmer who also forges weapons?
No.
Then why do you ask such stupid questions? But he knew that all along. I've heard a thing or two.
That's been known a long time.
And that's the truth.
It can't go on like this forever.
He better off myself.
Doing all right?
Hey, I know you. From the colony. What do you want here?
He never would have thought of that himself. I can't help him.
It can't go on.
Do you have anything to sell?
Oh, don't ask. Bennett, one of the new guys, takes care of the weapons and armor now. In the colony, I was responsible for Lee's entire weapons store. And then along came a trained smith and pow, I'm out of a job. I desperately need a new job, even if all I do is guard the farms out there. I don't care, just as long as I'm not twiddling my thumbs here anymore.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
He really said that himself.
I already thought I hardly know what to believe anymore.
Have you tried finding a job in town?
In the city? Wild horses couldn't drag me there. Where do you think I would want to work there as a militia soldier? I can just imagine myself in the courtier's uniform, and then that obsession with obedience. Nah, forget it. There may not be anything to do here on the farm, but at least I can do what I want.
He ran like Beliar himself.
And? Found a new task yet?
Not so far. Let me know if you have a job for me.
It can't go on like this forever.
All that matters is he doesn't even know how to hold a sword to tell me that.
That's the first time it's quite obvious.
He doesn't even know how to hold a sword.
Nothing there.
Yeah, get away from here!
That's all just gossip.
I couldn't get away with that.
That's really not my problem.
I'm staying out of it.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help it.
That will never change. I used to say that myself.
How much money do you need for the contest?
10 gold coins.
I'll give you the money to compete against Rukar.
Really? Thank you so much. I'll repay you soon. If I win, I'll even fork out a little more than that. I'll be seeing you.
That was a fine mess you got me into. Now I can play lookout for Rukar again.
Why?
As long as he's holding his little contests in there, it's better if no outsider learns about it. It's not good for business, you see.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
That's been going on a long time.
I'm staying out of it.
I agree with you completely.
Can't rely on that.
That's been going on a long time.
It had to happen sooner or later.
That's not what I heard.
Been there, done that.
I never knew that.
I'm staying out